Good morning, everyone. My goodness me, I feel like I look very mallow. Is that the right word that I'm looking for? I just feel like I look a little bit rough. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am up bright and early this morning and I did not sleep the best last night, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I've not been sleeping great for the last couple of nights because I'm a little bit anxious about something upcoming, and I thought we could have a little bit of a chat about it and a bit of a catch up whilst I get myself ready this morning, because I feel like it's been such a long time since we've done like a get ready with me catch up. So I've just started with some primer on my face, I've done my skincare, and then I'm just going to use the Sculpted by Amy Brightening Up Under Eye Liquid Concealer because I definitely need a little bit of brightening this morning. But the reason why I'm a little bit anxious is mainly down to like health anxiety, which I always feel like is one of the worst anxieties to have. Now I am someone who has a bit of a phobia of needles. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know that no one likes needles, and I feel like whenever I tell people I have a phobia of needles, often the response is like, well, no one likes needles. And I'm like, obviously, like even the nurses themselves say to me, you know what, I'd rather be on this end of it than your end of it. And I feel like a few of the kind of like health updates I've been having to go through recently have required a lot of needles. So if you don't know, quick catch up, I, for the last 2 years now, have had, or even more than that actually, maybe like 3-4 years now, I've had ongoing issues with my knee. I'll leave below like a big health update video where I give you a big update on my knee. But basically what's been working for me is I've been getting regular steroid injections. So every kind of like 6 to 8 months or so, I need to go in for steroid injections. And this will be my 3rd injection now that I have coming up. And I feel like even just talking about it, I can kind of like feel my heart starting to race a little bit, because I'm not gonna lie, steroid injections are brutal and it's not something that I was prepared for. Like the doctors kind of downplay it, and I do find that a lot with doctors. They often downplay things whenever it comes to anything kind of like health related, surgery related, operation related. But yeah, they really downplayed it. Although it is one of those things where whenever I said it to people, they were like, oh yeah, they're brutal. I'm like, why did no one warn me? I'm just going in with the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched skin tint, by the way. Absolutely loving this one since I unboxed this recently a couple of videos ago. So if you want to see first impressions, go back and watch that video. But yeah, nobody told me that it was bad. And then what made it even worse is that after I got the 2nd injection, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so much worse than the 1st. And everyone was like, oh yeah, the 2nd injection is always really worse. Like every time you get an injection, it feels worse. And I was like, again, why did no one warn me? I feel like there wasn't really much online about it because it's not really like a common thing to get done. In case you're wondering why I get it done, basically I have a thing in my knee called chondromalacial patella. No, have I said that right? Chondromalacial patella. Yeah, that is right. I literally had to learn that word because of how many times I've had to talk about this. But it's essentially kind of like early onset arthritis, which was caused by a netball injury many years ago. And I essentially have to get this steroid injection in my knee to kind of like lubricate the knee, make sure that the cartilage isn't being like rubbed on, and basically make sure I can walk, because I got to a point in my life where I literally couldn't even walk upstairs. Like I was in agony, and I was in London a lot at the time as well, and every time I'd be in London I would literally cry when I would like get to a tube station. There wouldn't be any escalators or like a lift, like it was only stairs. I would literally be like crying and like just praying someone could like help me with my suitcase or anything like that. And I spent a fortune on taxis because it got to a point where I just like couldn't get on the tube because I was in so much pain. I just couldn't even walk that far, which does sound absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, it was really bad. And I'm at a stage where I feel like these injections are literally what's making me like live normally, which is honestly just such a relief. Like when you go through a stage of like prolonged issues and like prolonged, what's the word? I don't want to call it a disability because I feel like that's like way over exaggerating it, but let's just say I got like a tiny glimpse into what it's like living with a disability. And my mum lives with a disability, so I'm well aware how tough it is. But I feel like when you are like that person, it's just so much tougher than you ever expected it to be. So I'm so grateful for these injections, and it's literally the reason why I've kind of like had to overcome my fear of injections, because I basically have the choice of having to get an injection, maybe 15 minutes of like uncomfort during the injection, a week of recovery, and it's worth it for like months of being able to like actually use my knee, being able to exercise again, being able to run again, A couple of people asked me as well when I first got it done, like, will I ever be able to do netball again? And that is something that is such a shame, because I loved doing it. I love team sports. I feel like they're such a great way of like getting in exercise. And one thing that I was told by my doctor is I will never be able to do netball again, which is such a shame because I loved it. But I have taken up tennis recently, which I used to play as a kid. Literally stopped playing when I was maybe about like 10, 12, and I picked it up again this year, which I've been really enjoying. So that's like another way to get back into kind of like team sports. I could actually look at seeing if there's like a proper tennis club near me and joining like an actual team, but I'm just really not good enough for that. I feel like it's much better just like going on the weekend, wearing my cute tennis outfits, going with like friends and family, and then it's like no pressure if you don't perform well. But yes, I have another steroid injection booked in for this week, which I am not gonna lie, I'm really anxious about, because even though the injection itself isn't fun, and obviously I do have a bit of a fear around it, I feel like because it's so short, I can kind of get over that and it's like not the end of the world. The thing that I'm really anxious about is the recovery, because as I said, apparently it's worse every single time you get your injection, and I have literally had it done twice already, and the second time was so much worse than the first. Like I feel like the first I was maybe like off my feet for like 2-3 days, and then I was kind of okay, like I was able to walk on it again, and I was able to even start exercising. Maybe it was because I was just so excited to have gone from like the pain that I was in before to being able to use it. Maybe I kind of like ran before I can walk, quite literally. But last time when I got it done for the second time, I was literally wiped out for about 7 days, and I'm really anxious that if it's going to be getting worse every single time, like what if I'm wiped out for like 2 weeks, like 3 weeks? Like I probably won't be, but it's just that anxiety. Like, you know what, I'm like, I'm such a like to be productive person. I'm such like go person. Like even when I'm ill, I hate being on the sofa. I know when I told you when I came back from Madeira and I was ill and I literally lost my voice, and even then I was like, I want to get out of the house, like I want to go and do something. So me and Alex went to Home Sense and I managed to do a big Home Sense order, and looking back I was like, I so should have just laid on the sofa. Like that is ridiculous of me to have like gone out to the garden centre, gone out to Home Sense, like tried to get out of the house. But I just hate not being productive and hate like lying on the sofa and not being able to do anything. So that's kind of the main thing that's causing me a bit of anxiety at the moment, is that I just know that I am going to have to recover from this, and I just know that the recovery is not fun. It's not something that I like going through, and it is, in all honesty, it's pretty brutal. Like it is pretty brutal, but I know that it will be worth it in the long run to ensure that my knee doesn't really get worse, and to ensure that I'm able to do the things that I can do now. I can exercise, I can do all of that jazz. So yeah, had a couple of bad sleep nights because I just feel like the closer it gets, the more I'm like, it's happening, it's coming, and I'm really not looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I almost put off getting this done now as well, because I didn't want to get it done in summer. I literally was like, can I just like wait till October time or something, like end of September, October, because I feel like it would be so much better to be able to get it done then, because we're inside anyway, you want to get all cozy, like there's loads of good stuff on the TV. So I was literally trying to like hold out, but it got to a point where my doctor was kind of like, no, you do need to get it done, and also the longer you leave it, the kind of like more damage you could be doing to the knee. So I literally bit the bullet and I was like, right, August is the month, we're gonna get it done. And actually I wish I'd got it done at the start of August when the weather was miserable and we just wanted to be inside anyway, because now it's starting to get a little bit brighter and a little bit warmer. I just want to get outside and enjoy what we have left of summer again, because I feel like we really just did not get the summer that we deserved this year. But alas, it needed to be done. I'm that person that loves organising. There are certain things in life you can't organise, and particularly when it comes to health, when it comes to operations and surgeries, that is something that you have very little control over. I realise I've literally not been talking you through any of my makeup. I feel like we've just been having a big old catch up, and it's quite nice to have a bit of a like debrief about what's going to be happening, because sometimes I do find that even just like voicing the fact that you're anxious about something makes you feel better about it. It makes you feel like kind of less worried about what's going to be happening. But I've just applied the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched powder, and I'm loving the combo of these two. Oh my goodness me, I've been getting so many compliments on my skin recently, and it's not looking its best. Like you would have seen at the start of this video, I've got a few breakouts that I've had around my chin, but I feel like with this kind of like combination with regards to my skin, I am absolutely loving it. I feel like it's just creating the most gorgeous, like lightweight, glowy summer makeup. So perfect combo for my everyday summer glow. Seeing as though I am going to be off for a couple of days, I've been trying to get ahead of videos a little bit, so I'm really hoping that by the time this video goes up, there shouldn't be too much of a gap between this video and the next one when I am back. I I'm gonna pray that I'm not gonna be off for 2 weeks. I feel like a week I can manage. Like a week is kind of like a long enough amount of time, and I should be fully recovered by then, and I will just be desperate to get back to work. I'm also planning on doing like a little bit of home organising whilst I'm kind of like off my feet, because I can move about a bit, and it is good to move about, but it's just tough. It's such a weird sensation when you get these steroid injections, because it's something that you kind of like can't explain to people, and obviously you would never normally get these injections like if you were just an average person. So it's not like a kind of thing where you can even like relate it to something, but the only way I can describe it is it literally feels like your like limb and your joint has just been like puffed up, and it feels really swollen, but not swollen in like a sprained ankle kind of a way. Like, you know, when you sprain something, like you sprain your wrist, you sprain your ankle, it feels very like puffy and swollen. It's not like that. It feels like a very synthetic swell, which is what's really, really weird. So your body is kind of like, whoa, like what? When it first get it done, it literally kind of makes you just sit there and go like, ooh. Like, it's a really weird sensation. It's not fun at all, and for the whole week you just feel like you can't really like use it properly, you can't really bend it properly, and I'm sure it's good for it to like try and use it a little bit. You do need like a couple of days off your feet, but after a couple of days I feel like it's quite good to start using it. But it is just almost like a mental thing where your mind's just like, whoa, no, it's puffy, like you can't walk on it, like you can't do anything, and actually you kind of need to probably actually like get it moving a little bit, but obviously without like weight bearing, without kind of like putting any impact on it or anything like that. So yeah, that's also something I'm really not looking forward to, is that feeling. Is I can just remember what that feeling is like, and I just have to remind myself that that feeling for a few days is better than the pain for a lifetime. So yeah, I'm just feeling, honestly, like in the pit of my stomach, I can feel it right now. I'm just starting to feel really anxious about it again, but it's nice to like talk about it. It's nice to voice it, and just kind of like admit that it's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun, and I know that I'm gonna have that horrible puffy swollen feeling in my knee, but it's gonna be worth it with regards to my health. So yeah, I'm gonna have a good few days on the sofa. I'm gonna have a good few days off from filming, so give me some good recommendations on what to watch on TV. I might restart Gilmore Girls because I feel like that's a really, really easy one. Although I feel like that's another like autumnal one that I want to wait till like October. I also in October want to restart Virgin River because I did watch it last year, but I never actually finished it. I feel like as soon as it kind of gets into springtime, you're just not really interested in that kind of a show. Like you want something a little bit more like spring-like and like upbeat. So yeah, if there's anything good to watch, let me know. I might actually watch, because I still can't believe I've not watched this, the Downton Abbey film, the second Downton Abbey film, because I actually went to one of the pre-showings, like the premiere previews of the first Downton Abbey film, and you guys know I love Downton Abbey. It's like my favorite thing in the world. I could restart that actually, but I never watched the second film, and we are heading to the south of France at the end of August, so I might watch that to get me excited for our south of France holiday. That would be really, really good. And if there's any like new films that have come out, any new series that you think I would like, please let me know, because I'm going to need all the entertainment I can get. I must admit, I'm very, very happy that Zoe and Alfie are currently doing, is it Vlogust they're calling it? Vlogust? Daily vlogging in August, because I'm going to have lots of Zoe vlogs to watch, and it keep me company, and I can watch cute little Ottie and everything that they are up to this month, so that's quite a nice one. But yeah, also any YouTubers, I feel like YouTube is a really, really tricky one to grow on at the moment, because I feel like it just doesn't have the same kind of discoverability as a lot of other platforms. So if there's any YouTubers that you're loving at the moment that you think I would like, please let me know down below, because I really am going to need a lot of entertainment and a lot to keep me busy throughout the week to stop me from going certifiably insane. So yeah, this is the last vlog you're going to see before the surgery, which really freaks me out. So I am dressed and ready for the day. I'm wearing my new favorite Pandora studs. I literally have not stopped wearing these since I picked them up. They are so, so gorgeous. And I actually just got a text from my mum asking me what I was doing this morning and whether I've eaten yet, and she's decided she's going to cheer me up. But seeing as though I'm literally going to be like housebound for the next week, I've decided we need to get out the house, we need to go and have a bit of a walk and wander around, and we're going to go and grab some breakfast. So we're going to head into West Quay in Southampton, which is always my favorite shopping center. I absolutely love it. They have literally like everything there that you need, especially a Carluccio's, and a Carluccio's breakfast is definitely on the cards this morning, because we love a Carluccio's breakfast. Just some like poached eggs, a bit of avocado. Oh, sounds absolutely perfect, and like a really good latte. So really, really looking forward to that. And then I think we might just have a little bit of a wander around the shopping centre, see if there's anything new in that we fancy. It sounds like the perfect pick-me-up morning that I need. So I've just chucked on this little Holland Cooper shirt dress. It's a little bit of a creasy one, I'm not gonna lie. So it does look a bit creased up on the bottom. I might need to give this another steam, but I do just love it. It's such a gorgeous shirt dress, like really utilitarian yet like really soft, really comfy. I absolutely love it. So outfit of the day, ready to head out for breakfast. Just got back from West Key now after the loveliest breakfast at Carluccio's. I got the avocado and poached eggs, which had tomato and red onion on ciabatta, and oh my goodness, it was amazing, absolutely amazing. Although, does anyone else get like so full after having eggs? I always feel like eggs fill me up like nothing else. I honestly don't think I'm gonna eat for like the rest of the day, but managed to pick up a couple of bits whilst we were in West Key. I obviously had to pop to the Nespresso counter there. I always feel like it's just so much easier to get the Nespresso capsules in person than do the orders, because we don't have the hugest amount of storage in our kitchen, and I find it really difficult whenever they kind of like encourage bulk buying, because I just don't find that we have the space. So I usually just kind of pick up like about a month's supply at a time. So I picked up the decaf ones because we always in the afternoon like to have decaf coffees. I kind of have a rule that after maybe like 2-3 o'clock I don't really let myself to have any caffeine. I feel like cups of tea are different. Like I'll often have like a cup of tea in the evening, but especially when it comes to coffee, I'll always have a decaf coffee in the afternoon. And I do find after lunch sometimes you get into a bit of like an afternoon slump, and I feel like I want a coffee to kind of like pick me up, but I don't actually want the caffeine. It's almost like I want the placebo of coffee. So picked up a couple of the decaf ones. I then got a couple more of my iced coffee ones. This is the Freddo Delicato, which is the kind of like lighter version of the iced coffee, so love those. And then I picked up Alex's coffee. He likes a really strong coffee, so he has the oh my goodness me, I cannot say that, Ispirazione Napoli. Let's call it the Napoli. The sun's coming out now, so sorry if the lighting's going weird. But I also picked up myself a couple of little treats, because I figured seeing someone going to be on the sofa for a week, I want some comfy clothes to be on the sofa with, and I feel like it's nothing better than new comfy clothes. And you know what I'm like, I don't like wearing trackies. Like I'm really not a trackie girl. It's funny when I used to look back at what I used to wear, like you know the ones that have got like the waistband and then obviously they're cuffed at the bottom. I just actually don't find them comfortable, and especially on my figure, on my height, I don't find them flattering at all. So I much prefer like loose wide leg trousers. I find them comfier, I think they're more flattering, and also I feel like less of a slob when I wear them. So I saw these in John Lewis. They had a great sale on in John Lewis, so I would definitely recommend heading there to check out some of their like end of summer sales. These are actually a pair of Calvin Klein sleepwear trousers, so they are technically PJs, but I feel like they don't really look like pajamas. They're just this really gorgeous like wide leg ribbed jersey fabric. They're super stretchy, which I really liked, and super comfy. Now obviously lengthwise are a little bit long on me, but I don't think I'm really going to be all that bothered about it, because I'm just going to be wearing them at home. So I thought these were a perfect addition. I wish I picked up the large, but they only had a medium or a small in stock, because they really were like at the end of their sale. So I feel like a medium is just about, like a medium fits fine, but you know when you just want them like really loose and comfy, like you just don't want to have to feel the waistband. So yeah, picked up those. And then to match that, because I want it to kind of be like a set, I actually saw this top, and this is a mint velvet top, and this is the softest t-shirt I think I've ever felt in my life. I wanted to pick up like a tee that wasn't like super tight fitted. I'm not gonna lie, I keep reaching for Alex's tees at the moment because I don't want anything too tight, but I do find when I'm wearing his tees, I do literally look like I'm wearing my boyfriend's t-shirt, because he's an extra large in men's. Like he has the widest shoulders in the world, so they do swamp me. He always laughs when I wear them because they could literally be a dress on me. So I wanted to just pick up like a little tee to pair with the trousers that's not like super tight and not super loose. And I saw this mint velvet one, and it actually, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but it's got this kind of like knot detail, and it's a little bit cropped as well, so I thought this was perfect. Now this one I believe I got in a large. I did, and it was reduced to 29, so it was 45 reduced to 29, which I thought was quite a good saving. So I thought that would just be perfect to wear together, because I'll feel like I'm wearing jammies, I'll feel like I'm in my comfiest clothes ever, but I'm still gonna look like I'm kind of wearing an outfit, like I still looked pulled together, which I always feel like when it comes to like recovery, if you're on the sofa, if you're ill, one of my best pieces of advice is to always have a shower and get dressed. It's kind of like a motto in my family that you always feel better after a shower. Whenever someone's ill, if ever someone's going through like a tough time, having like a bad mental health spat, we always say to each other, you'll always feel better after a shower. And I 100% believe that. So it's one thing that I'm definitely gonna do throughout the week is to make sure I'm showering every single day. So yeah, it just means that I'm gonna have some nice clothes that still feel super, super comfy. So that was a nice pick me up and a nice cheer me up, ready for the surgery next week. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day now. I feel like you can tell that I am so anxious and stressed at the moment because my skin has just been breaking out so badly around my chin. It is officially T-minus 24 hours until I need to go in for my surgery, and I am breaking out. I'm absolutely breaking out. I'm still feeling so anxious, and I feel like it's all that's on my mind at the moment. So I thought that I would dress up and look pretty today to try and take my mind off it. So we've just gone for a bit of a slick back bun look. I think I'm going to give myself like a real pamper this evening and like hair wash to try and cheer myself up a little bit and take my mind off it. I'm also taking my mind off it today because I'm actually heading out to meet a friend. I feel like that's always a great way to kind of like take your mind off things and like calm you down and make the day go quicker. You know, it's one of those where you just kind of want to get it over and done with. So I am actually heading out to Limewood this morning to meet a friend for coffee, which will be so lovely. You guys know I literally spend almost every week at Limewood. It's one of my favorite places to go for a coffee and just have like a little wander around the grounds. It's great if you want to have like a coffee catch up, but also like a walking catch up. I feel like it's so lovely when you see a friend, especially when you start to feel like a bit stagnant after you've had your coffee, to start like going round and like walking around the grounds, or even like beforehand, before you actually sit down. It almost feels like you've earned your coffee a little bit more. So we're gonna head to Limewood today. I'm not gonna lie though, I slept so funny on my neck last night. Again, anxiously sleeping, not feeling great. Like, I know I'm smiling right now, but I feel like smiling is my coping mechanism when it comes to talking about things that I am really nervous and really anxious about. But I slept so funny on my neck last night and it's cricked so badly. I can't lift it up about there unless I kind of like hold my shoulders, and then I can kind of push it back a little bit more, but it is killing me. So I think I might have to get Alex to give me a little massage tonight. I'm going to be that needy girlfriend for like the next week. It's like, babe, can you give me a massage? Babe, can you get me a drink? Babe, can you do that? I'm going to drive him nuts. So yeah, really looking forward to heading out for a coffee. You can tell I'm anxious because I'm just verbal diarrheaing. I haven't put any perfume on today. I might actually do... I'm always undecided. I get stuck between these two scents. These are two of my favourite like everyday scents. We've got Yellow Hibiscus from Jo Malone and Scarlet Poppy. I think I might put on Scarlet Poppy because I absolutely love this one. It's like a really lovely, lightweight, summery scent. Oh, it's just gorgeous. I took this one away to Madeira with me and it definitely reminds me of Madeira now. It really just reminds me of like summery sunshine, which I don't even think it's supposed to be. I think this came out. Let's look up the notes because I always love looking up the notes of perfumes. This is why I love doing this, because I didn't even know this about Scarlet Poppy, but it's actually a Cologne Intense, which is why it's in the different packaging. I always thought that this was just limited edition packaging, but it's an intense one, which is really silly that I didn't know that, because it literally says on it Scarlet Poppy Cologne Intense. Oh, I feel like I'm like getting through this quite quickly, but it says here, the wild steeps of Southwest Asia covered in the extravagant blooms of the greatest scarlet poppy, their opulence enhanced with velvety iris and the sweet decadence of tonka bean, ravishing and Moorish. I feel like that's actually a really good description of it, because it is very like ravishing and it's actually quite a deep scent for a floral scent. I often feel like when it comes to floral scents, you kind of assume it's going to be like really lightweight and really fresh, and actually this is really deep. So it's got the top note of amberette, which I've never heard of amberette before. Apparently it's a qualitative cocooning powdery effect that is rarely found in top notes, and it harmonizes well with the other notes in the scent. So that's really interesting. So it kind of gives it that more like, yeah, powdery sense, which I feel like that's quite, when you say powdery you think of like your grandma or like talcum powder. It's not like that. It's just like a really lovely like freshness to the scent. We obviously have the heart note of Scarlet Poppy, which is a voluptuous floral accord of bold blooms for rich intensity at the heart of the scent. You then got tonka bean, which brings warmth to the fragrance with accents of almond, vanilla and tobacco, adding a Moorish effect. That's so interesting. There's literally only 3 notes that they speak about in this perfume, so it really is such a special one. So I think I'm going to give myself a quick spritz of that. Oh, absolutely love it. And then quick outfit of the day, I'm wearing the Forever New Broderie Anglaise dress again. I'm just loving this dress. It's such a comfy one, so perfect for a day like today. It's kind of like sun with cloud today. It's quite monkey, it's quite warm, but it's not like full sunshine, so I feel like this is one of those perfect dresses, which is very summery, still very lightweight, but you've got like arms covered, shoulders covered, so you still feel very like seasonally appropriate. So yeah, quick little outfit move of the day, let's head off to Limewood. Now, I've shown you around the house at Limewood so many times, but I've actually just realised I've never actually shown you around the greenhouse, and this is one of my favourite places to come in Limewood. It's always open, so you don't have to worry about like opening times or anything, and I believe they actually host events in here, but it is so cute. They've got this amazing, really established olive tree, which this really reminds me of the 5,000-year-old olive trees that we saw in Madeira. Don't think it's quite that old though, although I wouldn't be surprised if they actually built the greenhouse around the tree, because it's definitely an old tree. But I love these wrought iron chairs. They're just absolutely gorgeous, and they're kind of like old wood is just stunning, and then the entire greenhouse is just completely filled with pots and veggies and plants. I think this is the tomato room because we have so many tomato vines around here. We've got some really established ones over on my left, and then on my right we just have so many tiny little pots, and this is the dream to me, to just have a greenhouse that's just like full of so many gorgeous terracotta pots. They even have so many that are like ready to be used if ever they want to plant anything up. But I just absolutely love it. Oh, I think we've got a baby lemon tree growing over here. You are doing so well, Monsieur. Look at the size of that lemon. Oh my goodness, it's just absolutely amazing. And then on the other side of the greenhouse we've got so many like tropical plants as well, which I absolutely adore. Again, so many pots and urns. I've even got a little galvanized sink, which I always find so handy to have. Like, this is literally my dream greenhouse. I take so much inspiration from here for what I want to do with our garden. But yeah, we've got another tomato plant growing here, loads of tomatoes. They clearly love their tomatoes over here. And then we've got some like mini olive trees growing. I feel like they should literally create like a bit of a garden centre around this area, because I would buy so many of these. I mean, look at this, the moss growing in the pot. Oh, it's just absolutely incredible. You can tell that they've watered recently because it's a little bit wet on the ground, but it's just absolutely stunning. My favourite greenhouse ever. Like, no offence to the Bamford one, but this is my favourite greenhouse. I just dream of having a greenhouse like this one day. Limewood has a pinstripe couch in the bathroom, then I need to get a pinstripe couch. It's this gorgeous green colour. They recently redid the bathrooms and they are just so gorgeous. We of course have Bamford in the bathrooms, which I always absolutely adore. The geranium and lavender scent is just such an amazing one. But oh, I just love it in here. It's honestly so gorgeous. The interiors, and yeah, I think I need a sofa like this. It's so cute. I think I have officially found my favourite room in Limewood House. This is the drawing room, and how cozy is this? All around the fireplace, and I'm obsessed with these chairs. Just in the little bay window, looking out onto the most stunning view. Just got back from Limewood now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm already taking inspiration from what we saw in the drawing room. It was such a beautiful space, and I just love the like warmth and coziness of it. And I know, please excuse the fact that the cushions are not plumped up yet, but I know a couple of you have said that you don't think the red and the blue work well together, and I definitely think I agree. I've just been like keeping them there for now, just because I want to obviously keep two cushions there. It's like great to sit on, great to kind of like lay on, but I definitely want to update that space, and I'm thinking of bringing in some like deeper, richer tones. I definitely think that would be a good thing to do whilst I'm on my sick bed as well, is to do a little bit of an interior kind of, I don't want to say overhaul, but a bit of interior shopping. I can go through my favourite White Company books, have a look at some of the kind of like inspiration on there. I definitely want to get a few more books that kind of celebrate a bit more of like colour in your home as well, because one thing I do find that when I start going through my White Company books, like my interior books, so many of them, I'm really sorry by the way if I look really stiff, but my neck is still so, I was literally sitting as we were having a coffee, like I can't turn my neck, so I had to like twist my chair all the way around. But as soon as I start reading through these books, because they're all white and very neutral, it makes me fall in love with the neutral again, and I'm like, no, we want the colour, we want a little bit more excitement. So I'm thinking just some like deeper, richer tones would be so so lovely to bring in, especially as we're coming towards autumn. I'm definitely someone that's happy changing things up with regards to the season in my house. Like, I love change, I love switching things up, and I love being able to like reflect seasons. So especially seeing as though we're in mid-August, I feel like it's officially acceptable to start thinking about autumnal tones in our home. So I might be doing a little bit of interior shopping, but oh my god, that drawing room, I'm absolutely in love. The other day I decided to place a bit of a beauty order, just of a few things that I feel like are going to be some great like post-surgery pick-me-ups and things that are going to either help me through the week of recovery or like further into it make me feel basically a little bit more human. So I thought I would show you what I have been picking up, starting with a very bougie purchase, but this is something that I feel like is so special that I really want to make sure that I am giving myself the real kind of pamper that I deserve post-surgery, because I feel like it always really helps you feel a lot better, feel a little bit more human, a bit more normal. So I picked up the Limewood moisturizing cream. This is the intense one, and I really love this for like an evening moisturize when you just want to feel like your skin is getting like a blanket of moisture. I think that's the best way to describe it. So I picked up a top up of that, and I also picked up a top up of my ordinary hyaluronic acid, because I feel like these two together, I'm just really going to want to make sure that I am keeping my skin as kind of like moisturized as possible. I'm looking after my skin as most as possible, because I do feel like, you know, when you're not putting makeup on and you're not doing kind of like your normal skincare, you're just sitting on the sofa, you can sometimes kind of forget about it, and your skin does often suffer. So I really want to make sure that I am not going to let that happen. So the combination of two favorites, very bougie, but I feel like it's justified. And of course, we're not just going to be pampering the skin. I thought a lovely hair pamper would be really, really nice, because if I'm just sitting on the sofa, I know for a fact I'm not going to wash my hair very much next week, because it's so difficult, as I said, to like get up and walk about and kind of move around. So standing in the shower is a challenge. So I thought I would pick up the Elasticizer hair mask from Philip Kingsley. It's one that adds elasticity and bounce to fine, medium and coarse hair, and it is a deep conditioning treatment. So I thought that would be another really lovely one to have. I then picked up something that I have not used pretty much for most of summer, but as soon as I saw this on Look Fantastic, it kind of came up as a like recommended, like, would you like to rebuy? It's the Aqua Tanning Mousse from Revolution, and I have not used this for pretty much the entirety of summer, because I've mainly been using my Tan Luxe Gradual Tanner, but I thought it might be really, really nice to kind of give myself like a day to be like, okay, on this day, you're gonna fake tan, you're gonna exfoliate, you're gonna shave, you're gonna wash your hair, you're gonna do like the big shower, like everyone knows, the like all in shower, and then do a fake tan. Because I do feel like when I've got fake tan and when my body's kind of like glowing and bronzy, it really does pick up my mood. So I think I might give myself a day to be like, okay, that is the day to look forward to. That is going to be your self-tanning day, and that's the day you're going to feel like a human again. So I picked up that. And then lastly, I picked up something that I'm really excited about, and I actually saw this on, I think it was TikTok, and it's from a brand called Eternal Muse. And I have really struggled with this kind of thing in the past, but I saw this and so many people were saying that actually it worked for them and it's really, really great for them. And it is an alternative heatless curling method. Now, I've never got on with heatless curlers. Like, oh my god, look how pretty that box is. That is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's like very Dior inspired. It's very like, what's this word? I can't remember the word for this, but this kind of illustration on it is absolutely stunning. I'm definitely going to keep the box, but this is basically a heatless curling method, but not in the usual kind of like silk sausage way. So this is if you have the kind of hair where, number one, you sleep on the side of your face, or number two, it falls out easily. This is one where you basically put your hair kind of on the top of your head in a ponytail and then wrap it around. I think it's like a donut. So let's open it up together. My goodness, I was not expecting this packaging or this branding. This is beautiful. It literally has a proper stamp as well. Oh my gosh, this is stunning. I was not expecting this from like a brand that I discovered on TikTok, but I will leave it linked down below. So I picked up this really cute little like purpley color, and it's basically this big, oh, we have two that kind of go over, and then we have almost like a mini sausage. So you kind of put your hair up in a ponytail, put it around the mini sausage, and then curl it round. I didn't realize it came as like a set of two, and then to protect it, we basically have this little like nightcap, which I think is just so cute to put over the top of it. And then if you're like me and you sleep on your side, you don't have the like bother of the silk sausage in your way. You don't have to like sleep on your back and not move. Speaking of sleeping, Honestly, my neck is killing me right now. But yeah, you can like put it on the top of your head and then you can like move about as you sleep, because I am a side sleeper and I did not get on with the traditional silk sausage at all. So I'm really excited to give this a try. I thought this might be a nice one to give myself something to do throughout the week and kind of like try something new with my hair, because as you know, it's been driving me nuts recently because I am due in for a haircut very, very soon. So I thought I would pick up that as well. And I'm honestly just super impressed with the packaging and the branding of this. This is absolutely beautiful. So a few new beauty updates that are hopefully going to get me through the post-surgery recovery. Does anyone else do that thing where you're just looking at the time like, this time tomorrow I'm gonna be out, this time tomorrow I'm gonna be in a lot of pain, this time tomorrow it will have already happened, I need to stop looking at the clock and stop thinking about it? But it's just like that day before anxiety, like the day before nerves. I know I'm gonna be fine. It's the epitome of like, you've done it once, you can do it again. Like, you've survived it before, you can survive it again. But I do just get so anxious. So I think I'm gonna leave this vlog here because I know for a fact I'm just gonna spend the rest of the evening like an anxious mess. Also, I'm sorry I'm lying down, but I literally, my neck is hurting so much. I kind of feel like a newborn baby, you know, when you can't hold your own head up. That's kind of what I feel like right now. Like, I just feel like I need to rest it on something. Hopefully I get a better night's sleep tonight, but I guarantee I'm not going to, because I'm just gonna be thinking all about it. I really need to stick on a film tonight that's going to distract me. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was dropped ages ago on Disney Plus, and we've not had a chance to watch it since we went to go see it in the cinema. So that might be a really, really good one to take my mind off things. Yeah, let me know if there's if you have good... I literally cannot talk. If you have any good recommendations of films, let me know, because I am really, really going to need distracting this week and this evening as well. So I'm gonna leave this vlog here. I guess it's goodbye for now. I will see you guys on the other side. Bye.